I would also like to thank everybody at Chatham who came and attended our volleyball matches. We had an outstanding season this year. Throughout the season, referees and coaches from other teams complimented us numerous times on the look of our team, the change of our team, and how well they performed on the court. And that happened throughout the entire season, from the very first match against Franciscan, throughout the whole season, all the way through the end. Just again, talking about the change and the improvement in the team. Some of our bright spots this year, each time we played Waynesburg, we took a game from them. And they ended up with having the most valuable player in the entire PAC conference. And she was a one-woman wrecking crew on the court. She was off the court for a couple of the games when we played them the second time. And we almost took 2 games off of them, and then she came back in and single-handedly took it to us. Another one also, we did go down to WJ, took a game from them, and we beat Mount Aloysius this year. We were also right with and very competitive with Medaille, taking them to 5 games, and Franciscan, and also Carlo, taking a game from them as well. Next year, we'd like to build on our accomplishments from this year. We have some new recruits coming in. We have 6 returning starters, and to fill some of the different roles that we need, and I look forward to the challenges and the competition next year with our team. But this is not about me, it's about the young ladies who played for me this year, so I'd rather talk about them and some of the things that they did. One of the players that we had is no longer with us. Her name is Ashley Mittensway. Fantastic outside hitter, all-around athlete, just did a marvelous job for us. The biggest compliment she could probably be paid was when we played Penn State Beaver. The other coach kept shouting, "Follow number one, follow number one." Wherever she was, they were just after her because she kept getting kill after kill after kill against them. Second player is Elise Underwood. Elise did a marvelous job for us. Any position I asked her to play, she would do it, including putting a 5-foot-something person in the middle, which is rather extraordinary considering a lot of the competition she went up against was 6 foot tall in the middle. But she did a marvelous job for us as a DS, outside hitter, right side. Anything I asked her to do, she would. Third person is Justine Cassay. She again was a DS, probably had one of the best serves on the team, did a marvelous job. Laura Bach was an outside hitter for us, played all the way around, did an excellent job serving and hitting the ball and just being very consistent throughout the year. Sarah Mayo filled in a couple of games for us and was a DS, as was Carly Duncan and Kim Nagy. Kim was with us the whole year, and she was probably the most improved player that we had, coming from someone who had probably never touched a volleyball in her life to actually being able to pass and do a marvelous job on the court for us. Next was a freshman, Olivia Hess was our setter, and she also went through a couple of injuries and then became an outside hitter before she actually got back into the role of setting for us. Marvelous addition to our team was Kayla Hilko. She proved to be an excellent 5'10" setter and an opposite, did a marvelous job with a block on that right side up against some of the toughest hitters, including that young lady from Waynesburg. Leah McNaughton played middle hitter for us for a game, and Caitlin Wilson DS for us in the back row, and did a marvelous job. One of the next player was Allison Bodine. Allison was a middle hitter for us, and she did an outstanding job. She came through an injury on her ankle throughout the year, and was an excellent blocker for us. Allison also was a PAC academic on the PAC academic honor roll. The last 2 people I'd like to introduce is our Cougar Award winner, and that was Brittany Kosha. She was a middle blocker for us, and she sustained a knee injury in the last match, so she's got a heck of an off-season to get that leg back in order so that we can use her in the fall. And our last one, and Brittany, can you come up, please? And our MVP this year, she cannot be here with us tonight, but it was Erica Duran. She was a DS, she was our libero. She even hit outside. Again, with our team, we had to put some people in some positions where it primarily wasn't where we wanted to, but most of the girls were very, very, very unselfish on the team, and they were willing to do whatever it took to remain competitive and to play tough competition against the PAC. I'd also like to thank Noelle Shad, she's our assistant coach, and Miles and Megan for all their hard work, and they volunteered throughout the entire season and attended numerous practices to help us get better. I'd like to now introduce Mike Myers. He is the water polo. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd too like to thank everybody for all the support you've given both the water polo team and the swimming team this year, and also for your participation in the leadership series that we did. I thought that was a very nice thing. I think we're going to continue it in the years to come and divide it into maybe a first-year mandatory kind of thing, and then an advanced course in leadership for our future captains. But anyway, about water polo. It's a really, really strange sport. It's a combination of a lot of different things. And Amy's comment about being vicious is really an understatement. We entered the season without too high of expectations. We wanted to learn, we wanted to improve our skills, and we wanted to lay a foundation for building the foundation of building blocks for the future. We didn't expect to win any games, and we ended up winning 3. And we came into a conference. I don't know if any of you know about this conference. It's called the Collegiate Water Polo Association. And Indiana, Bloomington, D1 school, 28 women who've only played polo all their lives and are on some sort of scholarship of some level. Michigan University of, as in Ann Arbor, same thing, 28 kids, no crossover swimmers, all polo players, mostly from California, Texas, and Florida. Then 2 Division II schools in Mercyhurst and Gannon, also only polo players, always played polo all their lives, mostly from California, Texas, and Florida. So it was really an interesting year. Then we had the rest of us, Penn State Barron, WJ, Gannon, there was a couple other ones. Grove City, right. Then we played Colorado College, who came in from Colorado Springs on a way through to a New York trip, and we played them up at Grove City. We also played Utica. So we had some really interesting games, and we were in a lot of games for a long time. But we had our most success against Penn State Barron. We beat them 3 teams. The other thing I'd like to say, just as sort of a qualifier, the youngest team in the league had 9 years of polo under their belts. So 9 years of recruiting, 9 years of doing what we do here at Chatham. Most of our sports are rather young, so we're all in a learning phase. So it's really kind of a fun thing to do. We had a lot of help. We had a young man from Montenegro, Damir Matatovic, came and helped us. And also Coach Rodakis up here in the front came and helped as a volunteer. Damir played on the Montenegro national team as a younger player. He knows the game well. He knows the game better than he knows how to speak English, though. So that was always a challenge, and his accent was pretty interesting, too. So it was a rather interesting time, learning to tread water, throw the ball, catch the ball, shoot the ball, hold your breath, get used to people grabbing you in all sorts of different places. And getting kicked and punched and gouged in all sorts of different places too. It is probably the dirtiest game you'll ever play or ever see played. It's more about what you can get away with than it is on how good you are. And as we learned this weekend, and I almost got ejected for it, because you have to be an Academy Award-winning actor too. When you get fouled, you have to act as if the world just came to an end. And this guy was just falling for it. This ref was falling for it every single time. And when I mentioned that to him, he wanted to kick me out. So it's fun. If you came to our first home game against Barron, you probably witnessed some of this viciousness. And we ended up winning 3 games, losing 10, and we did it without about halfway through the season, we had our 2 California kids, the 2 experienced kids on the team that came to play, had concussions. And they were out of the water since then. They're still not clear to return. But they were there enough that they were able to help the rest of the team know a little bit more about the game. They still came to every practice and helped me and Coach Mark and Coach Demir with the little things that really make a difference, because it is a little thing kind of sport. We had pretty good distribution around the scoring. We actually ended up with 9 players scoring at least 1 goal. Jenna Luke scored the very first goal as a Chatham water polo player in our game against Slippery Rock. And Natty Burford set a school record of 7 goals in 1 game before she had her concussion. And that was against Penn State Barron. And Selena Briner led the team with a school record of 25 goals. And that was pretty significant. Chelsea Mummert had a lot of stops in the goal, and that helped us this weekend specifically. She stopped a lot of shots, and she really improved at that position. So we had 15 kids on the team. We ended up playing this weekend with 11 because of either injuries or academic needs. So the 11 kids that beat Barron this weekend by 1 point had never played polo before, so we thought that was pretty good. And we got contributions from Vanessa Venturello with a goal, and Annalise Layton is a rising star. She scored the winning goal for us, so that was kind of fun. And we have 2 awards to give tonight. We have the Coaches Award, which I like to call Most Improved, and that's going to go to Jenna Luke. Come on up, Jenna. Jenna's never swum competitively. She's never played polo competitively, but every day she came to me before Christmas and says, "What can I do to prepare?" And I said, "Just come and swim." We borrowed a bounce back from Coach Kotarski that he wasn't using. We put it in the gutter, and she just tread water and play catch with herself. And a lot of times Vanessa Venturello would come as well. And that really helped her out a lot. She's got a rocket arm, and she's going to be great next year, too. Congratulations. And our MVP, our most valuable player, is Selena Briner. Selena took to this game like I've never seen anybody take to a game. And I pulled her aside, stay here. I pulled her aside at about halfway through the game against WJ. We were really playing them very, very well. And I said to her, "You need to take over this game. You need to be, our go-to person." And she got in and scored 2 almost right away. And she scored 2 again, 3 against Barron yesterday, right? 4. 4. So she's really taking the game. She's got a heck of an arm, and you really need that. She's a great swimmer, too. Thank you. Next will be Amy Bucksbaum.